Oh, audio on first. Yep. Hello, everybody.
Oh wow, we're literally going
that
right
live.
now.
That yeah. What part
Hi.
What do you think that means?
I don't know what part of this go does it. I don't do the. I'm not professional enough to do the countdown. I think that's what the problem is, Dave's.
It's absolutely true. You got to do the Wayne's World countdown, but it wouldn't have made a difference because I was being a professional and answering text messages while on the job.
You're lucky it's not school, Dave. That's all I gotta say.
Well, yeah, obviously. Why would I be in school?
No, you're a bit old for that now.
Education? Nah, you don't need that.
Yes, I gonna start off the stream with I had a haircut. Yay! Look,
About
5
time.
months. 5 months.
You look sharp, bro.
Well, I've decided I'm gonna keep my beard short because it makes me look younger. So I've been told by multiple people. I also had to watch my dad eat his dinner for the first time in 13 months, and he had more red sauce in his beard than he actually had in his mouth. Ketchup.
That's why they call it a flavor saver.
It was disgusting. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep my beard short now. Also, there's too much grey hair in it, so that's it. I see everybody saying where they're from. I am from Northern Ireland. Dave
I'm
is
from Toronto, Canada.
Yeah, but lives
But I
in
live in Los Angeles.
and Nolan.
Yep.
You're from LA, aren't you? You're LA.
Yeah,
or
but I've been everywhere, man.
you've been everywhere. There's nowhere you haven't been. I
Yeah,
know
Across
if
the
I just
desert,
haven't been to your
man.
house,
You've
Ripper.
breathed the mountain air.
I want you to come
Seen
over
a lot and
sometime.
had your share.
I
One
want to see.
day.
I want these all to come over.
We have
I,
we have
I'll
a
get
friend
this.
that's over like just south of England. She's
Yeah.
doing she's in medical school right now, but like we're probably gonna end up visiting her sometime in the future
If you
once
get
you know,
close.
the world goes back. So yeah, well, if we're close enough, I'll drop by for sure.
yeah, definitely. Although I
I'm planning on
remember,
making a trip.
I you know people because where I live's very very small, 1.8 million, tiny. I've been away somewhere before where we're on holiday, and as soon as you say you're from Northern Ireland, they go, "Oh, do you know such and such?" There's 1.8 million of us. It's like you saying, like we've worked out that it's basically the same size as North California. Like it's actually smaller physically, and
No, it's the size of North Hollywood.
North
California.
Hollywood, yes, North Hollywood. That's the whole country, and I'm sure the population in North Hollywood's probably bigger. But I actually did know the person. How strange is that? I was like, I know what's the chances. Yeah, I see loads of people from exotic places. Texas, love to go there, but that's just because I watch Fast and Loud. You know, Rick Rollins and all that in the car shows. I want to go there for that reason. I want to go to Hawaii just because I watched Hawaii 5-0. You know, so you make all these assumptions up that these places are nice, but you know, I see some people are from Europe as well, which is good. Somebody from West Hollywood,
Yeah, that's
Cool.
right around the corner. That's in our backyard.
Yeah, just over
Yeah.
the hill.
Wyoming. Yeah, there's lots of people. Yes. Yeah, it's Dallas is a big spot. Like, okay, I have not flicked through. The reason why I have not flicked through any of the stories this week, is just because it was my birthday on Friday. But that's not the
Happy
reason.
birthday,
why...
Ripper!
Birthday!
Oh, we got to sing you a happy birthday song.
No. I want people to guess what age I am in the chat. That's the first thing. So I want to see if my haircut and my short beard is actually paid off. Secondly, I had my COVID jab the day before, and that killed me. So it's wiped me out all weekend. It's the first time I've yeah, book him, Dano. That's it. Cheers, Nolan. Yeah, I'll let Dave do his happy birthday, and I'm gonna close my door over.
Got to get this 75-year-old guitar in tune. Hold on.
Oh, don't you worry.
That
I know
sounds
everybody. I know everybody in Ireland.
All right, you ready for this?
Go for it.
Happy
know.
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ripper. Happy birthday to you.
Yay! I'm gonna clap for because there's only 2 people on the stream, so I'm gonna clap anyway for myself. I hear people saying 33. Yes, 35.
Try 50.
Not that old. Not that old. I'm 38. 38. But if anybody asks me what age I am, I say 23. I don't know why. It's the first number that comes into my head.
Basically 50.
Basically 50. I'm an old man. I know there's somebody in the
You're an
chat
old
here.
cocker.
I know somebody in the chat is older than me, so that's all I'm gonna say. And I'm not talking.
Yeah, we all know Scorpius is older than Rip. Yada yada yada. That's like one of them.
One. I
There's
know
one person in 136,000 subscribers that is older than you.
I know. I'm old. Oh well, doesn't really matter. That does to me, but not to anybody else. Right, first story. I think we're gonna go for it. Dave, you're gonna be busy today, I think. You've been singing, playing happy birthday.
I've been putting in work. Why don't you start with Nolan today?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, tell me which story and I'll pull it up.
There's Scorpius there. It's a big long one. Ooh.
I like that. You're 18 with 20 years of experience.
It's a polite way of putting it. I know.
Yeah, this looks like a good one.
There's a good one.
Cool.
Go for it.
All right, first story. Posted
Oh,
by Scorpius187.
He's not in
How
the
I
chat.
kept my
He is.
campaign from becoming a COVID casualty by changing a scripted encounter on the fly. I started running a campaign in December of 2019. It was my first in-person campaign that I'd ever been a part of as a player or DM. Wow. That's a bummer that it started right before COVID, but we'll see how you save this campaign. I was really excited about it. Things started off a bit bumpy in the first session, but once I got into the groove, the campaign was going really well. Then COVID hit, and we couldn't do sessions in person anymore. Playing over Discord or Zoom and Tabletop Simulator was nothing new for me, but my players were having a hard time adjusting as none of them ever had played online before. I was also having a hard time with some of the technical aspects of the campaign. Sometimes my maps wouldn't show up properly for my players. Other times the call quality over our chosen conferencing solution was terrible, or it wouldn't work at all. The good momentum and pacing we had while we were playing in person was just gone. I could feel the campaign dying, and I didn't know what to do to save it. At this point, I was planning to do the next 2 or 3 sessions I had already somewhat planned out and see if anything changed. But if things kept going the way they were, I was just going to put the campaign on hold until we could all meet in person again. In the previous session to this one, the group had arrived in Myth Drenor and accomplished what they came there to do. But they had also gotten into a tournament at the local arena, and 2 members of the party had won their respective divisions. One for martial fighters, one for magic users. I knew I had to make the session count because I flubbed the last one pretty badly by giving one of my players a boon that accidentally ensured they couldn't be beaten in the tournament. And my players were still a bit upset about it. The problem with this session was entirely scripted. The party was supposed to watch a battle between an NPC friend of theirs named Sapphire and an opponent I had pre-built specifically for the encounter. Sapphire would win her fight, and the party would celebrate with her afterward, then go back to their village. I realized that the whole session was me giving my players something to watch rather than something to do. So I started thinking about what I could do to switch things up. The group knew of the slaver organization that had been terrorizing essentially all of Faerun, but they hadn't had any direct interaction with them to this point. Sapphire had, though. As I kept running the session and getting closer to the scripted fight, suddenly everything clicked into place and I knew what to do. The first thing I changed was the introduction. When I introduced the enemy, I told the players that at the mention of the name of the opponent, the entire crowd went silent. That was their first clue that something was wrong, and they were all asking questions. I had them roll history checks, and one of them passed. I told the player that the person who had just been announced had been banned from the arena because he was too strong. No one had ever beaten him. He was also rumored to have killed an ancient red dragon by himself. I mean, that's not too tough. They knew Sapphire was strong, but she would be in over her head in this fight, especially considering her opponent was able to circumvent the magical protections that prevented martial fighters from using spells and was throwing eldritch blasts at her. The party quickly realized that he was there to kill her, and he had the means to do so. As they started to scramble to figure out what to do next, I had them roll perception checks. 2 of them passed, and I told them that they saw 3 hooded figures stand up among the crowd in various parts of the arena and began muttering incantations under their breath. They all seemed to be concentrating on Sapphire's opponent. As they were casting, energy was building up between their hands in front of them, and my players didn't hesitate. They were firing arrows, launching spells at these people from across the arena. The monk ran at the closest one and decked him, causing him to lose concentration on the spell, which blew up in his face and knocked him out cold. The others also lost concentration due to the player's attacks. And when the third one dropped concentration, Sapphire's opponent abruptly stopped fighting and looked around like he had no idea where he was. With some quick investigations, they discovered that the three cloaked figures had symbols of the slaver group tattooed on their arms, and that they were somehow not only controlling Sapphire's opponent, but were actually enhancing his abilities and disabling the magic protections on the arena. They also noticed that after making the announcement of Sapphire's opponent, the announcer had left the arena completely. They checked the announcer's area and found a note blackmailing the announcer to initiate the fight, as the rules of the arena stated that once both competitors were announced, a fight could not be stopped, or they would kill his family. This was by far the most engaged I'd seen my players since the start of the campaign. They were talking to each other, they were asking questions, they were working together to solve clues. It was great. And it all happened because I took a chance and changed up my plans on the fly, not having the slightest idea how it would work. We played that campaign for 4 more months. After that, before out of game issues took three of the players out of the campaign within a month, coupled with my work schedule changing, which prevented me from having enough prep time to put sessions together. Moral of the story: if something isn't working, don't be afraid to take a risk and change things. It might just save your campaign. I really like that story.
Yeah, and what I liked about it most is I obviously know the character as well from other stories, so it sort of gives way more. It's nice to get recurring stories and getting a bit of background as well,
Yeah.
which is nice too from the other
I mean,
side.
it's always a bummer to hear how COVID has affected um, D&D games. Like it's been a bummer. Like I had an in-person campaign going on, and it wasn't just COVID that stopped us from playing, but definitely um, playing digitally is a whole different ballpark than playing in person. Like it's easy, especially if you have issues, paying attention, which is completely fine. It's harder to like stay in that moment when you're in front of a computer screen and not actually in a room with your friends.
Yeah,
Um, but I totally agree that sometimes you can just take a risk, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
no,
But
it's all
I love that. It was
yeah, no,
awesome.
no, brilliant. Thank you very much, and thank you very much for the super chat, and thank you very much again for the continuation of the happy birthdays as well. And I didn't check the Twitch stream. I see Stone's there. He's flipping burgers at the moment. You working late, are you? You get another shift in McDonald's. I'd love to work at McDonald's even for one night just to see what it's like. That's one thing I never did. I worked in a supermarket. I worked loads of other jobs, but I've never worked in fast food. Worked at Chinese for years and years and years. Yes. I'm waiting for COVID to run out here. We've had 5 months. That's why I had to wait. That's why I'm so excited about a haircut. 5 months to wait for a haircut. I know. Our restaurants are back open next week. We can book out outdoor events are open from next week. Indoor events are open in another month or so. So back to normal, hopefully, ish.
Yeah, we
At least for the summer.
I mean, restaurants have been open for some time here in California, and so we all got our second shot, and so we decided, hey,
Go on.
let's go to a restaurant. Like let's do outdoor seating just to be safe. But it just felt so like it was a great feeling to be back out in the world. Like it was the first
Yeah.
time actually doing something other than like, yeah, hardly going out really. But it was so funny. Like normally people usually keep to themselves, and it was like, people having conversations with other tables, just
Yeah.
like, because they're like, I haven't seen people.
There was
Interaction.
there was a period
Amazing.
there was a period last year where they let the pubs open and like nightclubs and stuff, but you had to sit at your own table, and you couldn't go to the bar to get drinks. So if you wanted to like dance or whatever, now I don't go out dancing, as I'm sure you can imagine. But if you wanted to dance, you'd only dance with the two people you were with. You couldn't, you know what I mean? You couldn't mingle. So what's the point? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me see here. Dragon Boy's been drawn. Do you want to describe these drawings? Or Dragon Boy's not here yet, which is a bit weird.
I hope Dragon Boy is alive still.
Fingers crossed.
Don't get me wrong. Well, wait, when was that last post? Like 45 minutes ago?
1 day ago, 23 hours ago.
23 hours? We need to organize a search party.
I know where he lives.
Yeah, I bet you do.
We'll hunt them down.
We'll hunt them
I'm digging
down.
all these tabaxis in these drawings. This is
Yeah.
great.
Let me see here. Ooh. If I had more room in my office, you can't really. It's weird. My green screen's not working, so I haven't really got much. But I am basically just in a wee room. I take inspiration from Nolan because you can see his door. Whoa, 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 whoa!
Can
It
you?
hasn't came through yet, but that better not be what I think it is.
What?
Jerry Fergus has put another super chat in doing it. Everybody stop. I did say don't do it. Thank you very much, Jerry. If it actually comes, I don't do it. Oh, there we go. Don't no
stop.
more.
Rip Daddy's got mouths
No,
to feed.
no more. No more. No more. Mouths?
No. Keep just destroying Rip Daddy. I want to make him cry by the end of this stream
No.
with your donations.
Don't.
I want to see Ripper tears
You're not gonna see
of
me
gratitude.
cry. I've already cried
don't
once
know
this
that.
year. That's enough. So,
Well, at least you've cried this year, man. That's good. It's important.
yeah,
to cry sometimes. You gotta let it out.
it takes a lot to do it. Like it takes a lot to do it.
Yeah, I know. It's because like you have to like fight through all of this like sinister programming from childhood that like tells you like it's not okay to feel your feelings.
I know. It just takes a lot of feelings to make me go. It takes a lot of feelings.
Yeah, of course, because like all of that like it's basically like warrior conditioning, right? And that like basically causes us to be like super guarded about just like letting loose emotions because like aggression is a trait that's like favored in like young men.
That's true.
And it's like emphasized and pushed, and like no wonder we live in a world of violence. We've been like telling dudes not to feel anything for hundreds of years.
No, that's true. That's true.
You know?
Oh,
So fucking cry more,
thanks,
boys.
Nolan.
Let's go.
Well, if you start, we'll get somebody crying. I'll cry probably. Nolan, thank you very much. J. Ross, I was considering doing an OnlyFans, but you're the only person who would subscribe. What I find really funny is, just before we go on to the next one, it's a wee short one as well, is that you see Linus Tech Tips started an OnlyFans for their April Fools.
Really?
Yeah, he actually became the biggest one overnight with the most subscribers. There's not many people signed up for it, but he's buff. He's a small man. He's short, but he is a buff guy. Like, do you know what I mean? He looks after himself. I wish I could.
He's a huge troll.
I wish I.
He's lean.
You call him a tool?
No, he's a troll.
Troll.
He is a troll. He's an excellent troll.
I think he's brilliant. I've been watching him for years. Like, you're going since his very, very start, NCIX and all that there sort of stuff, way, way, way back. And then him disappearing and then showing up in his garage. Yeah, I don't know why. I was watching him building a computer, like, and I know how to build computers, and they're not interesting. And it was the most baller spec computer you can buy, and I had all the bits in my own computer. I still watched it. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why I do it. But obviously I'm lucky because I've explained about my free 3090. Right, Dave, you want one here? This looks like it's probably
this
quite.
was posted by you/consistent ad 4431 2 days ago. This is called How a Corpse Made Me King. To start off, me and 3 other friends have recently started a new campaign. On our way from escaping from a 9-foot orc, we came across a giant kingdom that was home to thousands of goblins. After some wandering about, we eventually came face to face with their troll king. Now, as trolls are trolls, we all were initiated into battle. A little swing here, a little failed charming spell there. The dude got his D frozen off. Once it became my turn again, I spun around the troll and stabbed my wing, rogue owl folk, into his eye, ripping out whatever I could pull out. Silence. Thunk. The deceased king's body clonked my small body to the floor. Level 1. My owl almost died. To a corpse. Then, my little owl was flooded by the goblins, pouring various healing potions on them. I'm now the new king.
Thank you very much. I haven't came across consistent ad before.
Yeah, good stuff. Let's see the comments.
You're gonna make me raid. This brings a new meaning to saying who died and made you king. There we go.
Amazing.
Yeah, no. Thank you very much. And Scorpius, thank you very much. I will take your gold. Well, no choice, but that's the way it works. Although I've seen loads of streamers with their I was making donations to a certain channel, Nolan, and I made a load of donations, and then they all got returned back to me because they didn't set it up properly.
Oh.
I wonder who that was, Nolan.
Who knows?
Fairndice. Although we were,
Oh, wait,
that was ages ago, mind you. It was ages ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Scorpius,
I-
thank you for your super chat. Jerry, thanks again for your 25. That was very kind of you.
Thank you
Nolan,
very
thank
much.
you for $1.
Yes.
Go buy an Arizona iced tea, Ripper. You heard the man.
You guys have Arizona iced tea over there?
No. We
That's a
get
bummer.
we get loads of iced teas, but we don't get the Arizona variety, I don't think. Oh, we do. We do in the pint shop. We do. The big massive tins. Yeah. Oh, I love them
Yeah.
bad boys. I love them bad boys. But
Fantastic.
you can only get them in certain places, and then they have to cover the sticker because all the weird American, like the shit's gonna kill you sort of vibe. Adult, so they cover out all the big sticker telling you it's healthy because it's.
Oh, you mean
iced
the
tea.
high fructose corn syrup?
Oh, I love the old American stuff. We have like American sweet shops and basically just sell exactly what we have, but just really sugary. Do you know what I mean? That's what you
What we
want. from us.
should do is you should buy all the local candy and send it to us, and we'll send all
Yeah.
our the American candy, and we'll just open 2 different candy shops.
Yeah. No. Well, you see, the problem we
Dick.
have, the problem we have here is that I think you have this problem in America. People started getting obese here, and then they worked out it was sweets. And then they ruined them all, absolutely ruined every sweet. so they blocked out, like you can't buy Jolly Ranchers here.
Boom! I'll send you Jolly Ranchers.
Oh, you can get
them.
them. You can get them in like the special shops, but they're dear. Like, do you know what I mean? But then they just ruin chocolate. It's just no good. So and yes, and they tax the life out of it. So if you want to buy a tin of Coke full fat, you have to pay an extra 25p or whatever it is. So and I need my medical tin of Coke every day. I've been drinking Coke since I was about 5 or 6, and if I don't get a tin of Coke at lunchtime, it ruins me. So I didn't get one today at lunchtime, so I had to have one with dinner. I know it's bad, isn't it? Sugar tax, Sir Stone.
Linus used his OnlyFans money to donate to Right to Repair. Linus is a
Yeah.
true king.
He's a fucking ledge, like.
Absolute king. I love
Yeah.
Linus. I love all that he stands for. I don't even care about what he's talking about half the time because I know enough about PCs to have put mine together, and then that's it.
Yeah,
I hope they did just a compilation of just all the outrage of my performance on OnlyFans was terrible because of Linus Tech Tips.
yeah, I think it's funny that they basically, yeah. But did he watch the April Fool's video? It was funny. It was actually funny. So it was with him lying on the bed with the guns out. Bit like Dave.
No, I
before
didn't see it.
You should watch it. It is funny. And then you got Dave earlier on. He had the chest hair full show for me before stream. Made me very
What, bro?
jealous.
I was straight up chilling, dog.
I
was chilling so hard. I'll give you all a taste. You're
gonna get it. I'm gonna say you're gonna get us demonetized, but don't turn the video.
What do you mean? What do you mean? A little poofy poof.
I don't.
Poofy poof. That's not gonna hurt nobody.
I don't actually monetize the streams anymore.
And my mic is covering it. So that's for more. Check out Linus Tech Tips on OnlyFans.
Because I got the back of my neck trimmed. Now I actually had to ask Mrs. Ripper, could she shave my hunch? I've got a wee patch of hair on my back. So thing is, it'll probably take months to get around to doing it. But yeah, girls trying to exchange nudes. Yeah, I'll send nudes anytime you want. Like, just add me in Discord and I'll send you a wee bit of.
You expect never to hear me asking you for nudes.
You get them anyway, whether you want them or not.
That's correct. And also problematic for a number of reasons that we don't need to go into here.
Not live. Right, Nolan, I'm going to get you to read this story. But while I'm going to do it... Don't... Stop. Chill. I'm going to be really rude, and I don't like doing this, but I'm going to very quickly go put some ice in my whiskey. And I'll be... So... You've got try and drag us out. 3, 2, 1.
Here.
Go.
Everybody ban Mr. Ripper while he's gone.
Dave, play some waiting music.
Some waiting music?
Yeah.
Go.
Waiting for Ripper. Waiting for Ripper. He's putting ice in his whiskey glass. Yeah. Waiting for Ripper. Waiting for Ripper. We're waiting for that 68-year-old man. Yeah. He's wearing a Vans shirt. I bet he doesn't own a pair of Vans.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's Nike's only.
Yeah.
What? What are you talking about?
Where'd you get that shirt? The local thrift shop?
I got it off the internet, so I did, because you can't go to
It's so
shops.
LA to make fun of people's clothes, Nolan. You could do better.
I
What's
know.
wrong with
Make
my
fun of
top?
his face
What is
instead.
wrong with my top?
Nothing. I was just trying to, carry the stream along while we're waiting for
Oh,
you.
she just thought you'd abuse me. I might have to go back and is it sackable? I gotta pay you first, I suppose, before it becomes sackable.
Yeah. What do you mean pay?
Oh dear. Did we do the story or did I miss it?
No, I thought we were waiting for you.
Yeah,
No,
we're
I
waiting
told
for
you to go for it. Well, go for it then.
Oh.
Nah, you have to be here for this. You have to suffer through it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, it's been proof, does it?
Posted by Tomska, but fatter, 3 days ago. My friend slept in the barracks of the Cobalt, which is supposed to be Kobold, according to the comments. My friend Josh was a fighter. I was a wizard. He wanted to have a long rest. All of us besides Josh went to go long rest outside. Josh said he would rather sleep in the barracks of the Kobold. We all told him it would be a bad idea to do that, but he said no, it wouldn't. We just let him go to long rest and to see what happens after an hour. Josh was woken up by 3 Kobold. Then he got nearly beat to death. He was just able to run outside. We all proceeded to tell him, "You got what you deserve for making a dumb decision."
I love the way it gets 10 upvotes. All I'm gonna say is if we ever had any more special guests, J Ross, no, nobody gets paid. And if we ever get any special guests, they have to read the ones like this here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the story.
I take a deep breath.
Oh, do you want to go for another one? Do you want to go for another one? Quick fire.
I'll do this one.
Go for it, but you're not allowed. You're not allowed to take a breath
Not allowed to breathe?
Not allowed to. There's not a one pronunciation. There's not one full stop or comma on this.
Oh, I
You
know.
have to-
I know. I'm up
Go
the
for it,
challenge.
one
I
go.
can probably do this in one breath. All right, you ready?
Go for it. Big breath in.
Okay, I'm gonna say the intro, like posted by you/Tomska, but fatter 3 days ago. The
Yeah.
title. I accidentally took someone's hand off, and then we're gonna start reading it in one breath. Ready?
Go for it. Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
I was playing a paladin. Me and my friends were pulled into the Underdark. We were on a boat. A pirate named Roger was helping us. We got pulled down through a rift tied into the Underdark. I woke up my friends and Roger was buried underground. I thought his hand sticking out of the floor, and I tried to pull him out. After a while, I dislocated his hand, and trying to fix it, I twisted it and took his hand off. In real life, I rolled a 19, and my character said in his mind, I am proud to put ashamed of this at the same time.
Yeah. That's
This
good
looks like
going.
it was written by an AI.
Yeah, it does actually. It probably would flow very well with text to speech.
Dragon Boy alts are getting smarter.
They
Oh
are.
yeah, another one. Another one.
They're learning. They're experiencing emotion.
They gotta take over the world soon. Skynet, no!
Skynet was always Dragon Boy 13258 the entire time.
I haven't seen him in the chat though. Dragon Boy,
Yeah,
you
he
right
might
there?
be dead.
Dragon Boy.
I hope he's not dead. That would be sad.
No, thank you very much for yeah, 19. Yeah, I would say there is probably people. I'd say they do. Yeah. Oh, J Ross muted Dragon Boy in Discord for an hour.
All right. Do we want to do my friend at 12 spiders?
No.
One sentence.
Fuck. We'll ruin the stream. I want the people to be watching by the end of it. Like, do you know what I mean? No, but thank you very much
I
for.
mean,
I probably couldn't write it much better than that, so I'm not gonna say.
honestly, it's probably better than Ripper. The Ripper could do it. You hear that? A Dragon Boy AI is smarter than you, Ripper. Do better.
Yeah. I'm not even going to deny that. Sergeant Smite. He does a good one.
Yeah, he does. Sergeant Smite's pretty solid.
Yeah.
That's one of the Dragon Boy alts I really like.
Everybody's a Dragon Boy.
Everybody's a Dragon Boy alt. It is decided. In my little universe of Mr. Ripper subreddit paranoia, everybody is Dragon Boy.
There's Dragon Boys everywhere, even when he's not here. Go for it.
Who's
Which
reading
one are we
this
doing?
one?
Oh, go Nolan again. Go Nolan again. We don't want to turn about.
Which one is this?
Sergeant Smite. Welcome to the new series. Creative character brewing. Shows are once or twice
There
a
we go.
week.
Cool.
I think it's more of an advertisement, is it? Well, we'll read it
I'm here
anyway.
for it. I'm gonna support it.
We can do it. Okay, cool. Posed by Sergeant Smite. Welcome to my new series, Creative Character Brewing. Shows are once or twice a week. Today's character of madness, Brother Daedalor, the Oath of Conquest Paladin and Half-Orc. Now, how he works, and if you want to go to build yourself the Wall of Fear and Heretic Smiting, it will require rolling up stats and getting great ones. Isn't that always how it goes? Also, we need to apply a house roll for stats. When rolling the d6s, should you get 4 5s, the stat of choice of your choice is a 20. The brothers' stats are as follows: Strength 18, Dex 15, Con 17, Intelligence 13, Wisdom 9, Charisma 20. Now, quickly roll those up and just add them to your sheet. With these stats, you can wear some great armor to raise your armor class to at least a 16 with a shield. Max amount of AC as possible for maximum heretic purging. Next, get some feats, as we will be starting at anywhere from level 6 to 8. Great Weapon Master and Sentinel are great for this guy. For weapons, pick a large two-handed sword for a primary. As said before, your job is to have a large armor class and be the great crowd controller that everyone believes you can be. Being a half-orc helps your endeavors more here to give in relentless endurance. If you get taken down anyway, go use this dude to the best of your abilities and frustrate the DM with 2 no bounds.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah, cool.
I'm gonna flick back to the chat here. J Ross, the J Ross 19. Love the one with the 19.
Ross.
The
Bold of
J
you to
Ross.
assume that you're the only J Ross.
Where is Havoc these days? Last I heard, he had a girlfriend. I know
That's
it's
probably
really,
where Havoc is.
it's a really bad start to the story whenever I say girlfriend, and then he disappeared.
Well,
I know.
maybe he's happy.
Hopefully,
Maybe he's in a better place.
real life, not on the internet
Yeah.
or Discord.
Wow. I would argue that maybe Discord is a better place than real life, but maybe not.
Just
Guess there's only one way to find out. Join Mr. Ripper's Group Finder Discord server and find a group to roll dice with today. Yeah.
This one.
All right, this one's me, eh?
Yeah, no, this
All right.
Jay
let's go.
Lollycon does a good story sometimes, so most of the time.
That username though, fuck.
It stands out. That's how I pay attention to it. So
All right. Let me full screen this saga. All right. That time the party killed an insane dragon by Jay Lollycon. For this story, you'll need to know the party: Amathea, Wild, a lawful neutral custom race totem barbarian, Virgil, the Azamar samurai, who feels kind of fragile, Andrea, our crimomaniac sorcerer, Ganyu, our kind wildfire druid, and Senex, our underpowered rogue. Look at all of these
What?
spelling mistakes.
No,
and then look
cut
at
it,
how
cut it.
he still spelled rogue correctly. Gold star. Fighter multi-class.
You can't
The
go
party
full.
were protecting the prince of a fallen kingdom and had ended up on an island controlled by knights of said kingdom who offered them refuge. The knight's leader, Caleb, showed them around, and I tried to make him slightly suspicious. The party were on guard immediately. He showed them around the island, telling them about the knights. Caleb told them stuff like, our unit performed battlefield inspections alongside the old king, and after Avizandum, that sounds almost Jewish. I love it. After Avizandum, big bad evil guy, took over, we had to go on a voyage to this island in secret. Ever since we've protected it and its people. Eventually, the party began to discuss dragons and tried to plan their future assault on the BBEG. After this, the prince and his bodyguard went off, and the party went to eat cake Caleb had prepared for them. They were still apprehensive, with Ganyu staying by the door, whilst the others sat and ate. As they did, 2 knights entered and said, Lord Caleb has ordered us to stand guard here in preparation for the prince's arrival. The party continued eating their cake. Shortly after, Caleb entered the room and stood behind Amathea. And then they all heard the sound of swords being drawn. Roll initiative. Amathea's player. Wait, what? Caleb went first. Ganyu shouted, I knew this would happen. Caleb slashed at Amethea, missing 2 of his attacks, hitting on a third, followed by him saying, I'm sorry, but Avizandum pays better than a dead king. Yeah. Combat went fine for 2 rounds, with Andrea being a bit injured by one of the knights. On the 3rd round, Virgil got down to 11 hit points and decided to use his ranged attack, which missed on Caleb, and since Ganyu failed to kill the knight next to him, Virgil went down. Senex and Andrea managed to kill their knight and were now attacking Caleb. Amethea missed most of her hits, whilst Caleb kept damaging her. Luckily, thanks to a bombardment of cold damage spells, Andrea killed Caleb. The group sealed off the doors and short rested. Afterwards, when they left the dining room to help the prince, they noticed the guards were gone, but outside they heard the beating of wings. Fafnerus, an insane white dragon in the employ of Avizandum, had attacked the knights for reasons he did not know. Before I could roll initiative, Amethea shouted, We're in the employment of a gold dragon. You attack us, he will come for you. This made Fafnerus go crazy and fall to the ground, knocking himself out. The party then all attacked with advantage, almost killing him. Then, when we took to the air at the start of combat, Senex and Amethea got an attack of opportunity and finished him. So, Nolan, on a scale of 1 to all, how much of, on a scale of none to all of it, how much of this story happened?
I feel like someone told us how to make ice cream, and then at the end of it's like, hey, a dragon had a stroke and we beat it up.
I feel like that's just about right.
It's fun.
Lolicon J, Lolicon.
Yeah, there's something. I think there's somebody else has made another account with him because it's not quite the same as what I normally recognize.
Like the
Maybe
middle line where it just says, wait, what? Is how I feel about this story.
Yeah,
basically. There's some guy in the comments. Everyone says that these stories are fiction. Every video now. I know. Well, that's it. I haven't.
They are, but like you can tell when something like may have and may have not happened in a game of D&D if you have played a game of D&D.
Exactly.
It's just like that white dragon had a tantrum. Though you mentioned a gold dragon, knocked itself out.
People are asking about what videos are this week. I'm not gonna tell anybody. Sorry, Scorpius. It's a secret. 2 are already lined up. Brands are undetermined as it stands right now.
Oh, damn,
Ready?
It's a long ass.
Hmm.
This story for Sunday is really long.
The real Shandor. That is a long.
Yeah. That might be a whole video.
Yeah. And it's got actual people in it talking as well, so no, we're not even.
Got dialogue and everything.
Yeah, I like that. I could do if it's old school is headbutt the camera. I keep on looking at myself in the webcam, and I keep on thinking to myself, I look really red and patchy. We're starting to get to the point now where we're flicking through. I think we've already done this one.
Really? That's all she wrote?
Looks like you already upvoted it. Yeah, it was 7 days ago. So
yeah. I remember that one. I read it. I'm pretty sure.
We're as far
with
as...
and we had Nightmare's help on it.
Yeah. Yes. That was the one we did, and I was part 3.
Yeah, you were player 3. You had to read.
I choose to flirt with this hideous monster. I remember that line. That was my part on the play. Usually whenever I'm in the play.
I chose to flirt with this hideous...
The tree had lines this time.
Yeah, that's what I say. Tree or the sheep. Dave's obviously Mary and you're Joseph.
Oh, totally.
And I'm the sheep. Or the star.
What's the donkey's name? Was it Rufus?
I can't remember.
No, jeez.
I don't think it had a name. It was just you're the donkey. Are you talking about Shrek, aren't you?
No, there was a donkey that something with the manger.
Anybody in the chat got a story to throw, or are we just gonna have to talk shit for the next 20 minutes? I can't believe we're through because already.
I could use some water, maybe take a shot. So I actually don't have to go work an event tonight. I was just trying to find a drone camera operator for an event tonight, but I couldn't find one, but I tried. So that means I get to do more freelance work.
Santa got
Right.
us a drone, so we did. Well, say me,
Oh.
my 7-year-old son.
Can you get it to LA in 5 hours?
You know, it flies for about 15 minutes and then stops. So
I mean, like, send it on a plane and
don't-
airdrop it to me,
it ain't gonna get there. Probably be able
Fortnite style.
to throw it faster.
Fortnite card. I know what the kids like.
I bet you do. I bet you do. I'm too old to know what the kids like.
Yeah, you are. You're like, what, 23 now?
23. That's it. I'm down with the kids. Down with the kids. Down on the beach there yesterday, and it was just full
Happy
of
birthday
children.
to you. Happy birthday,
I'd say we're.
dear Ripper.
There's bound to be one here that we haven't
Happy
touched.
birthday to you.
Did we skip past this one? We'll do one more story. I don't want to talk for
No,
too long.
I don't think we read this one.
No, I skipped it because it wasn't. Yeah, we'll go for this one. Dave, do you want to give us
Okay.
one wee blast? And then
One
that'll
wee
be the end of the
blast?
story. We blast.
So I started blasting. All right. All right. Let me full screen this thing. I feel like Dragon Boy has gone into a bohemian recluse. I worry.
He's working on his next novel of D&D stories.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh! I've got some news for you guys.
Uh-oh. Yeah, we
Brian's-
have an important thing to talk about, actually. I remember now.
Do we?
Yeah, you mentioned that somebody had not responded regarding a certain
Yes. Yes, the giveaway. I'm going to leave it till next week. I'm going to give the guy 2 whole weeks so I don't feel bad. I might change it ever so slightly on the giveaway. But the person who won has not
giveaway.
hasn't responded to me. I emailed him to his email address and I've given it a week and he hasn't got back to me. So if Blue Jay, if you're okay, please respond back to me so I can give you $180 worth of goodies that Dave has handpicked.
I am insulted.
I know. So if he doesn't get back to me by next Sunday, I'm going to redo the draw in front of everybody live on the camera because I know how it works. And if it times out because I didn't pay for the software, if I didn't pay for the website, what I'll do is I just pick somebody out of the bloody chat and we'll just pick it at random. You'll see me on the screen. I'll copy and paste everybody's tags at the end of the video. I'll stick it in a randomizer and whoever's in the chat will win. Will win. Good point, Dave. The other thing I was going to say, it's very important news before we go into the story. It's the book that Brian has been working on. The reason why he hasn't been joining the stream for, I don't know, about 4 months now. Did you hear this, Dave? It is officially over.
Oh, he's finished it, or did
The
they
world,
cancel it on him
the-
last minute?
No, it's done. It's the world's longest audiobook. Now,
Really?
I think,
Yeah, it's a 4-month-long book. Oh my god!
if not longer, I haven't said
Wow. Quality
If-
content.
What was the book? Was he reading a dictionary?
if I was reading it,
I sure hope so.
I probably could. I mean, and you know what I'm like reading, Dave. I
Not
could've
very
done it.
good.
I could have done it. Oh, Craig's here. What
Oh,
up, nerd?
what's up, nerd?
I know. Proud nerve. Yeah, giveaway. Ethan, I'm going to say it again.
Everybody say hi.
If Blue Jay, okay, the winner of the giveaway that you should all know about, if he doesn't get back to me next week, what I'll do is I'll rerun the draw. But if it times out, which it might do by then, I will just get everybody who's in the chat, take their name, stick it in a randomizer, and they'll be the winner. That's next week. So he's got to the end of the week to respond. This time next Sunday, wherever the time is.
Yeah.
Might even be Monday where you are right now, but that's the plan. That's the plan. So I'll do it in front of everybody because it needs to be a winner. And 2 weeks is long enough for someone to get back to me. So I think that's fair. Do you think that's fair, Dave?
I think you've been more than fair at this point. I mean,
Yeah.
2 weeks is like all he's got. Like he's given you contact info. You've contacted him. Like if he doesn't respond, then that's on him. You know.
It worried me though at the start that people were just, they weren't actually, I mean, you didn't have to subscribe to the channel. I wasn't doing that, but yeah, I wanted somebody actually, I really wanted somebody that I recognized their actual username because not everybody is on the stream. Not everybody is joined the Discord. Not everybody has joined the Reddit, so it's just somebody I recognized at least. But anyway, Dave, do you want to do a story?
Yes, sir. I'm done playing arpeggios. Posted by you/Malburb. 4 days ago, that time the sorcerer had a spell measuring contest with Strahd, or now I'll show you mine. I'm reposting this story here from a few years ago now, though I've elaborated on a few points since I reread it, and some parts didn't flow right and the like. Cool. Hey, word of the wise, by the way, to folks contributing stories. Don't worry about explanations like that at the beginning. Don't worry
I
about it.
know. And it's
You're
also
only beating yourself up and like getting in your own way when you do stuff like that. It's the same thing when like I try and show like a new song to someone and I'm explaining all of the like production issues that I encountered along the way, and it's like, no, just let me listen to the song, dude.
exactly.
There's nothing wrong with, the struggle to get there, but if you want to share the struggle, blog it separately. You don't want to have your struggle tied in with your end result. Just show us the end result. That's what we're here for. And if you want to talk about your struggle with people, find people who are in it. Anyway, it comes off as insecure, and you are a fucking warrior, and you don't need to be insecure because you're a fucking badass. That's all I'm trying to say. That's it. It reads as though I don't place value in my creativity and I have to like justify it, and you don't. You're a G. I love you. Anyways, this is a story that occurred in a D&D 5th edition game I've been running for about a year now. The party is currently running through Curse of Strahd and are at level 4 when this occurs. The party itself consists of a Tabaxi swashbuckler rogue, an elven mystic, a halfling warlock who is absent from the session, a human Vistani cleric, a tiefling blood hunter, and our sorcerer. I will change names to protect the innocent. Bit of context, or so I hope. The party had managed to get into a dinner party at Wachter House, the estate of the Wachter family and the home of Lady Fiona, the matron of said family. The reason for this break and enter? The group, having arrived in Vallaki, had seen the mayor arresting people who had gone against his whim, and they intended to ask the good lady why. Oh, and the mayor had arrested their bard friend, Rictavio, from the inn. Love the name Rictavio. That's a great name. And was going to execute him unless they killed Lady Wachter. So I'd also count that as a slight motivator. At first, they assumed she was neutral or even chaotic evil. At the point they went to confront her, they kicked down the door to her library and were ready to throw enough spells and swing enough weapons to turn her into a gelatinous smear on the floor. However, they slowly realized that she was less laughs like a maniac as her machinations come to fruition villain and more of a very misguided and crazy neutral NPC, not even a villain. Her husband had passed due to mysterious circumstances. Strahd did it. And her grief had driven her a little bat-heap, though I'd never gotten to flesh out her reasons before the campaign had died. But I digress. The cleric took pity on Lady Wachter, and after comforting her, she and the others, excluding the sorcerer, decided to help her escape town and get to as safe of a haven as one could in Barovia. Here was the plan. Lady, this does not want to stay like up and pointed. I have to like turn it so tight I'm worried I'm going to break the
I had the
button.
same problem earlier
Here
on.
was the plan. Lady Wachter hosts a lavish get-together at Wachter House, inviting everyone of influence from the town of Vallaki to attend. This would inevitably get the attention of the burgomaster, who'd send an informant to report back if the lady was dead or not. Once the contact was found, the party fakes her death, which they did using illusions and good old-fashioned misdirection to make it look like she broke her neck falling down the stairs, and have a closed casket ceremony the next day to seal the deal. She leaves town in a carriage as the casket with her late husband is lowered into the ground. What could go wrong? Survey says everything. Everything could go wrong. Now, before I continue, I need to finally tell you about my sorcerer and his player. I'll call them Otto. Otto wanted a unique character, and we jointly created a backstory of him being tricked by Strahd to be turned into a daywalker. You can see where this is going. In exchange for his son's safe return, Strahd had kidnapped him just so he could make a new thrall. Obviously, because Strahd does what Strahd does, the son basically melts into a pool of flesh in his father's arms. The Daywalker backstory meant I needed to give him a few homebrew abilities to spice up the basic elven sorcerer. Vampiric weaknesses, a chart for feeding whose penalties were similar to the exhaustion condition, and vampiric charm, basically a charm person. He also made it that his character has a tendency to mentally and emotionally shut down and go unconscious in times of extreme stress. What I hadn't expected was for him to then make a stone sorcerer at level 3 on top of that, and then gain the spell Chaos Bolt, and then make him impulsive to a dangerous degree whenever Strahd was around. This part is important. Fast forward to the ceremony. The priest is at the altar, and tearful attendants were coming up to bid the lady goodbye. In reality, she was in back with our cleric, in disguise, of course. Otto's sorcerer is currently in one of his unconscious spells and has been put in a sitting position at the front of the pews, all weekend at Bernie's style. I tell the mystic and cleric that one lone visitor sneaks inside and sits down in an empty pew, trying not to draw attention to himself. Otto, without missing a beat, jumps off the couch and points right at me, yelling, "It's Strahd!" My poker face is not strong. I feel my cheeks flush and my teeth grit. Well, so much for that surprise. Regaining my composure, I continue. The mystic attempts to make small talk, but with a charisma of 6, it's less small talk and more intricate detail about the lady had died, including but not limited to how her neck snapped when she hit the floor at the bottom of the stairs and how her bowels evacuated upon landing, the real icebreakers. The man doesn't flinch and responds, "Oh, yes, I know. I saw it happen. Nasty way to go." He then stands and approaches the altar. The congregation is silent as he steps forward, placing a hand upon the casket and saying a few small words about the good lady. Crash! A loud bang echoes around the church. No one reacts. Crash! Another follows, and the players in the front row deduce it's coming from the casket. One last crash, and the lid flies off, and a vampiric spawn version of Lady Voctor's husband begins to rise from its laying position. The man is about to continue when Otto cuts me off. "I'm going to twin spell Chaos Bolt at both of them." The entire table goes silent. I'm just as stunned by this. Somehow, this elf, who is 100% dead to the world, I'd like to remind, suddenly wakes up, knows exactly who the target is, and fires a spell right at him. Now, first off, yes, I'm aware that Chaos Bolt doesn't work with the twin spell meta magic, but this was my first time DMing, and secondly, what I should have done was switched it up, made the mysterious figure a priest, and the sorcerer would have fired upon an innocent. That isn't what I did. I put me head in my hands for a moment, and then I looked at the group. Roll for initiative, but Otto gets a surprise round because the figure didn't see that crap coming. Chaos Bolt requires a ranged melee attack, which Otto hits for both. It also requires you to roll 2d8 to determine damage, and of course he rolls a double 4. Force damage. The spawn is knocked backward, as is the casket, and the hooded man is punched in the forehead by magical energy. Then the spell leaps to another target, and since it was twin-spelled, they both get hit with thunder damage. The sorcerer sits, watching, smiling with pride. I say the man grabs his hood and pulls it back, and the entire church gasps in horror, and Strahd stands before them. Oh no, who would have guessed? Strahd was not happy. In fact, he was pissed. He was very pissed. He was just going to show up, send the spawn after them, and pimp off because Strahd does what Strahd does, but no. Some chuckle-headed daywalker just had to take a pot shot at him mid-sentence. So, smiling, Strahd lifts a finger and points at him. "Well, since you whipped out yours, let me show you mine." And he casts Fireball, 8d6 fire damage, and rolled about 40 points total. Somehow, Otto makes his dex save. The battle is joined, and Strahd is mopping the floor with the group, and even takes down the Mystic with one Blight spell, doing 40 points of necrotic damage. Eventually, he pimps off and leaves them to his pet, and with blood, sweat, and determination, the party manages to weather the storm and emerge victorious. The sorcerer was slightly irritated, but that turned to guilt when the true cost of pissing off Strahd was discovered. The church had been packed with people, and with a 20-foot radius on Fireball centered on Otto, we had assumed about 20 to 30 people had been reduced to ash. Commoners, am I right? Hell, even those who made their dex save died at twice as much damage as needed. The townsfolk who were alive basically ran the party out of Valaki and put the sorcerer in stocks. Am I mad this happened? Of course not. It gave me the chance to show that Strahd wasn't just an end boss with a rack of canned villain laughs at the standby by someone who will just pimp into a funeral, destroy someone's life, and sign the guest book before leaving, because Strahd does what Strahd does. Am I hoping this teaches Otto a little lesson? Yes, I do. because I hope next time a situation like this arrives, if he shoots at a hooded figure of suspicious intent, that he's ready for the consequences if said figure happens to be Mrs. Jonas out walking her dog in her black cloak and not the evil big bad evil guy. Addendum, Otto has agreed that his character should become an NPC, and we've made a new character for him. That character was better, but the campaign died about a few sessions later, and I've never had him back. Womp womp. The title was a little sus, but good story.
Yeah. That was a good story. I think I've got my new OnlyFans name, Riptovia. Not Rick, Riptovia. You can look out for that one, folks. Hi, Greg. Thanks for joining. You're at the end of the stream, mind you, and you're a fellow European, so.
Hi, Greg.
Greg.
Greg. Love a Greg.
I love a Greg too. So do I.
Love
Roland,
a Greg.
do you love a Greg?
Love a Greg.
Thank you very much. That was a good story.
Watermelon Warrior. I remember Watermelon Warrior.
Yeah,
Hi, Watermelon Warrior.
I think so too. Yeah, Central Europe. A full moon. that's They're all out tonight, so they are. They're all out tonight.
Does J-Ross really have no idea that Stoner is in the WhatsApp group? Is that what I'm seeing here?
Oh,
Did he not
Sophia's
put
here.
2 and 2 together because he's an idiot?
Yeah.
J-Ross, you failed, bro. You've literally been sending memes to Stoner forever.
Wow, awake.
For like the past 2 weeks.
The last 2 weeks.
J-Ross, you're horrible at this.
Yeah. Dave, J. Ross, and me, we text quite a lot on WhatsApp. Hi, Virgil.
Yeah.
And invited Stone into it. I call him Stone, but people call him Connor. People call him BDSM. Some people call him Sir Stone. Yeah. So instead of me spamming all my rubbish out, Dave spam all his rubbish out. We do have one wee group. I know, Stone. You're laughing, but it's not actually that funny. It's quite sad.
It is quite sad. I fear that J. Ross's mental fortitude is leaving him.
Here, actually, okay, so J. Ross serves a purpose on the Discord. We're not going to get into it, but is anybody familiar with Neckbeardia, and is anybody familiar with Neckbeardia's Discord, old Discord? We'll not get into the reason why that doesn't exist anymore, but it involved 100,000 subscriber plaque from YouTube. Do you remember that story, Dave? Remember me telling you about that?
Vaguely.
Anyway, their version of J. Ross, Grand Wizard. I don't know if you J. Ross
that
is
sounds like a Klansman.
Yeah, well, J. Ross will almost definitely remember him. I got to meet him yesterday. So he came over and for a birthday party that I'll not get into, and I got to meet him. So I got to meet Neckbeardia's J. Ross. I haven't even met my own J. Ross yet, which is a bit weird, but I got to meet Neckbeardia.
Well, if only your J. Ross could get his shit together and realize who the HE double hockey sticks he'd be talking to half the time. That would be impressive.
The funny thing about it is that over here, that line of work, I don't know, they were basically saying all the pubs and restaurants are saying we're opening next week, but we've got no staff because everybody who worked in catering or in the bars or whatever, because a lot of people go to the bars and go to restaurants here. Way more people are actually available to go to. Whatever's happened with lockdown, and they've all got all their jobs, so they're all reopening again, and there's no staff. So there's going to be all these places open again, but there's nobody to work there. I know, it's crazy. Pardon me. I think it's time to wrap up the stream. Or Nolan, do you want to answer Greg's question before we go?
Wait, let me see.
Let me see here. I have a random question for any player DMs that have you ever...
Game.
Yeah. Well, if you play with J. Ross, I suppose you are going to have that issue.
Well, like, like someone having like a panic attack, or I mean, like,
yeah, that's a broad umbrella.
It's probably too broad for a chat on Discord. Anyways,
like, Yeah.
But I think it's like
Yeah.
if you're like not like if like suddenly like if you're in the middle of the game and like something goes off and like you just like snap and like your mental health just like kind of like takes a plunge, like how do you deal with that? And it's looking like Greg is saying we're scheduled to play next week. I DM and I'm currently not doing the best. My recommendation to you is just reschedule and take care of yourself and do what you need to do to be okay.
Yeah.
That's number
Or
one. Don't
like,
think that you have to like people please and show up for everybody else when you need to show up for yourself first.
yeah, it's completely fine to take a breather.
Yeah.
Or just like if you're close with the group, have a chat with them, let them know, like, just you know, put it on the table and like talk it out with them, and that might help. You know, like, you vent some of the issues and, talk through it a little bit, and then you're able to focus on the game. But if you're DMing and you just don't have the like,
If
uh,
you don't have the spoons,
yeah, if you don't have the spoons to prep the session, then yeah, take a week off.
yeah, just rest and
And it happens.
restore and
And it happens too.
self-care.
I know of games that have had to take a week break.
Go
Yeah,
get a
my
body
personal
massage.
trick.
Who
My
wants a
personal
body
trick
massage?
was I always had my therapy session right before D&D. And I felt like that was great. Like, having these huge emotional breakthroughs and then going to play a stupid Tabaxi rogue and talk in a stupid voice for like 4 hours was like, all right, that's one way to do it, but everyone's different.
Jukan is the
Definitely.
stuff of legend.
Yes, indeed. Right, guys, I think it's time to end the stream. What do you think?
I think it's a great time to end the stream. Thank you everybody for hanging out and for your super chats and for wishing Ripper a happy birthday with us.
Thank you very much, guys, for the super chats. Definitely.
Appreciate
there'll,
you.
There'll be videos out Monday, Tuesday. Not on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We'll hopefully have Fire and Dice back on the channel. There was a few technical issues.
Yeah.
That was an issue.
Yeah, everything was poop yesterday.
Hopefully
All
we'll
the
have
technology.
hopefully we'll have a special guest for next week. Wink, wink in the chat.
If it's gonna be me, that's not all that special.
No, you're just the guest. You're the star of the show. Nolan, he has an open he is an open spot here. So if he wants to join, he can join. Depends, suppose what. Yeah, exactly.
He's
I
an
mean,
unpaid regular.
he's an unpaid regular. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here every week anyway. So not reading stories. So I'm the hostess with the mostess, supposedly. Not very professional. Haven't got a clue what I'm doing.
Ripper, where can we find you on the internet?
MrRipper on YouTube, MrRipper YT1 on Twitter. I've killed off Facebook because nobody was really biting on that. And Twitter, Twitch, MrRipper Stream, but I'm thinking about changing the name of that, so we'll see. I don't know.
What is it going to be? Rip Daddy's house?
Riptovia.
Riptovia.
Yeah.
Riptavio.
Riptavio. We've changed it anyway.
Riptavio.
Riptavio. Dave and I will definitely be back this week for a wee stream, I reckon, if we can fit it in between his busy work
I should be able to
schedule.
make it work if I can knock off all my freelance stuff. We'll play some
definitely.
Borderlands or something, or some Titanfall 2.
That's definitely it. I want more shooty games. Borderlands is a good game, but
There's this game called Enlisted. It's like a Battlefield knockoff, but it's free. If you just go to like enlisted.net.
I've seen the adverts for it.
And yeah, me and my sister played it a bit yesterday, and it's still in beta, but it's still pretty fun.
As long as it's free, I am definitely done with paying for like early access games. I've been bit so many times.
Really screwed up.
Yeah, they're not quite. Yeah, you pay that money. I think it was a Battalion I paid for. Was the last one. I said I'm never going to do that again. It was a really good game.
I got suckered into Cyberpunk, and I gotta say,
that's not
a good feeling.
That's full price. I knew that was coming a mile away. Especially when I was watching Linus Tech Tips, and he was dead impressed that his 3090 and his top of the range Ryzen 9 was getting 60 frames a second at 1080p. I thought to myself, oh, I'm glad I didn't jump on that bandwagon like you'd be raging. So, right, guys, we could talk all night. We're going to end it.
There goes $60.
Exactly, you might as well burn that. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.